Hey champs, thanks again for tuning in today on our 7-part series on how to escape the graduation trap. Today we'll be talking about the sixth step in the process, which is look for internship opportunities. So after you've gotten all the skills, trained yourself, upskill, develop yourself in different way. Now you now need to figure out how to get real hands-on experience regarding what you'll be facing in the real world. So today we'll dive into that and look at some of the key steps you need to follow to achieve that. And the first thing is you need to start searching early. Don't wait till graduation is next. A lot of people make that mistake. Just we've all been there. So while at school, the only thing you want to get your good grades, take some time off. Then when you're done with school and get a job. But what most people don't realize is the moment they're done with school, there's competition. Because remember, you have friends. Some of your friends have relatives. Some of your friends have uncles who know people and things like that. And other schools also are graduating people at the same time. So there's so many of you out there trying to compete. So it's very, very important to start search early. You need to go in early, start looking for opportunities early so that you can, get a foot in the door, you know, get some opportunity to network with organizations. So at least it gives you a leverage on your resume and above some of your peers. The next thing is you need to check company website. So a lot of people don't realize this, but there's a lot of companies offering internships to students. You know, it's a way for them to test. Get some of the smartest people to test them, help develop them, and get them to get jobs as early as possible. So that by the time you're done with school, they've been able to put some level of training into you without so much commitment, and it'll be an easy way for you to get into organizations because then you apart from the work you did, you've built some relationships, you've been able to show some of the key decision makers that you are of value to that organization. So very, very important. Check out many company websites. You can use the word internship around you, on Google search or any other search tool you use, and you'll see some of the organizations offering it. And you can even reach out to people in some of the organizations you're interested in, the HR people or people generally, and ask questions. People generally these days are nice. The ones that won't respond will respond, but for a large part of it, they'll respond to you and point you in the right direction. The next is apply to multiple positions. You need to increase your chance by diversifying. Don't say, okay, I only want to work for company A or company B. I'm going to focus on that. No, remember at this point, you're not looking for a full-time job. You're just looking for an opportunity to get your feet wet and hands dirty on in terms of what you'll be facing in the real world, in terms of how to navigate employment or building your career, working with people that are more experienced. So it doesn't matter what the company is or wherever it is. The experience and the knowledge and the exposure will be valuable at the end of it all. Next one is tailor your resume. So this is one area that has become tricky these days because there's so much AI, there's so much resume writing tool. But that's in fact, as a matter of fact, I feel that's one of the first tests you have as a person because now you need to be able to tailor your resume to highlight your skills, to highlight who you are as a person. Because whoever is recruiting you as an intern, don't expect you to know everything, but they want to see what you've done in your life. So it's not easy to portray that if you use a tool because the tool has not lived your life for you. So I've had to work with a few people like asking them some questions and realizing they've done so much, but because they were not able to even articulate what they did, it was a bit tricky for them to understand. So, but that's where you need to figure out, tailor your resume, look for the kind of expertise or skills that organization is looking for. Look at what you've done in your life that can fill that particular skill and tailor your resume by communicating that in your resume. Very, very important. The next, network with industry professionals. And this is the frank truth. Many internships are not advertised. It's always someone inside who will tell you, okay, we're looking for interns. Are you interested? Don't worry, I'll do a referral from within. That's how a lot of people get it. These days, you hardly see it advertised. Back, years, 10, 20 years back, it was more advertised, but things have changed a lot these days. So this is where your networking skill comes in, which is one of the things we talked about in an earlier episode on how to network. It's very, very, if there's anything you learn in your life, I think for me, the number one thing I will always advise anybody is be a very good networker, and that way you will always achieve whatever you want in life. The next is you have to prepare for interviews. Just because you have you have very good grades in school, you feel you're smart, doesn't mean you will come to an interview and be taken. No. Interviewer doesn't care about your grades. Interviewer are more interested in your level of enthusiasm and your level of interest in that role. And that will easily show. Because, for example, one of the things I've seen in interviewing people is that you can see someone who is prepared or not. When you ask some questions, someone who is prepared will give you answers tailored to that organization. Meanwhile, most people who are not prepared will just give you generic answers, just something they read off a textbook or watched off someone's YouTube channel about how to answer interview questions. No, those channels are good. They give you an idea of how to answer questions, star method, and things like that. But remember, they are looking for someone to fit into this organization. So you need to be able to demonstrate that you are that right person. So it's very, very important. You need to prepare for interviews and don't assume that, okay, because you're smart in school, it will be a smooth sailing. Remember, you're not only going through this alone, you're probably competing with other people. And if they out prepare you or out prepare for the interview, the chances that you get it might be slim. Last but not the least, accept any relevant role. Even unpaid internships offer an invaluable experience. I tell people that, look, you're not looking for a full-time job. You're looking for experience. Experience will help develop you as a person and prepare you for something bigger when you're done with school. So don't forget whether there's money in it or not. Focus on the knowledge you're about to get. Work to learn, not to earn at that stage, because later on you'll be able to consolidate whatever skills you have and get paid for a fair value. But at this point, the goal is getting your foot in the door and learning what you need to learn. Thanks for tuning in again today, and see you at the next episode.